It is so cold in here today. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to my channel where I cover nostalgic, obscure, or otherwise strange content. Today, it's Saturday, and you know what that means. It's another episode of Saturday Morning Cartoons. Every Saturday morning, we talk about a cartoon. It's pretty self-explanatory. This Saturday, we're looking at an episode from the original Scooby Doo incarnation. Scooby Doo, where are you? I know, it's not the flashiest of choices, but this was one of my personal favorites when it came to Saturday morning cartoons because I grew up in the era of Boomerang.
This is Boomerang from Cartoon Network. Boomerang, it's all coming back to you.
If anybody else had Boomerang, let me know. But I grew up with a ton of these old Hanna-Barbera cartoons, and Scooby Doo was my favorite. I would literally watch it every single Saturday morning. And I think it's something that everybody grew up with, but especially the older ones, I think we sometimes forget, like, how weird of a show Scooby Doo was. And nothing describes that better than just getting into the episode. So that's what I'm gonna do. Make sure you've got on your footy pajamas and have your sugary cereal at the ready because we are in for a ride.
Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? We need some help from you now. Come on, Scooby Doo, I see you.
Everything about that intro just screams late 60s, early 70s, doesn't it? When I think about the 70s specifically, this is an episode from 1969, but when I think about that whole era, I kind of picture it just being animated in the Scooby-Doo style.
We can count on you, Scooby Doo. I know we'll catch that villain.
I've always been confused as to why the theme song only focuses on Scooby-Doo, right? Because, like, there was a whole team of them that solved the mysteries, and Scooby arguably did the least. I mean, if all was fair in the world, we'd probably call this the Velma show and she has a couple friends helping her, but they don't really do that much. But I guess that would be too long, like you wouldn't be able to really put that on the TV guide easily, right? For anybody that's curious, we're talking about Season 1, Episode 10 of the original run of Scooby-Doo. It's called Bedlam in the Big Top. I didn't have to look up what the word bedlam means. I knew what it meant before I sat down at this desk to record a video. It means pandemonium, which you all know. I knew. But, you know, in case you didn't know, that's what it means. So right off the bat, we have this creepy clown. He's staring down over the circus like the Grinch stares over Whoville, and it's very creepy. Meanwhile, these two circus performers are biking down the road, and the bike just snaps in half.
I can't control it!
I don't think that's the main problem there. I think you have more problems than just that. I mean, that's on the list, but like, you're riding half of a bicycle. And the Mystery Machine, meanwhile, just happens to be driving along the same road and they're about to collide.
Dig that crazy drag race!
These poor circus performers, you know, imagine you're just trying to commute to work and your bike malfunctions and these four jobless teenagers and their dumb dog just like come cruising down the street and almost hit you. It would be very traumatizing. But they somehow managed to collide into each other, which I don't fully understand.
Hey, those men are in trouble.
None of them had been taking this seriously before, but as soon as they collide into each other, Fred is all of a sudden worried. He wasn't worried when he was about to run these people over, but once they, like, crashed on their own accord, he was like, oh boy, we better go help them.
Come on, let's see if we can help.
You know, you could have swerved off to the side of the road. That would have been helpful. I don't know that there's anything you could do now, Frederick. Anyway, this one guy's on the ground. This poor guy is in a tree. Scooby catches him, so he's fine, but I feel like that would still be a pretty painful fall.
I'm Max the Midget.
Uh-oh. Oh, I don't think we say that anymore. So they tell the gang that they believe the bike broke because of a curse or a jinx that had been put on the entire circus, and that's why they're leaving the circus. They're actually on their way to new employment, I guess, because of how bad this whole curse thing is.
What kind of a jinx would make them leave the circus?
I mean, they almost died in a bike crash right in front of your eyes, so I can imagine it's gotten pretty serious up until this point. Ugh, do not care for that. And what was he doing there? Was he just watching to make sure that they crashed? That sick bastard.
I'm sure sorry to hear that Max and Samson took off. Now my circus won't open this year.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna acknowledge or pretend to care that my employees almost died or act like I have any concern for their safety and well-being. I'm just sad that my circus can't open.
Circus folks are superstitious.
I like how he blames the employees as if it's their fault for being upset by a ghost clown haunting their place of work.
And I think you kids had better leave the grounds and go straight home.
Good night, Mr. Barnstorm.
So, this carnival barker, what would he actually be called? Ringmaster. He seems super suspicious to me off the bat. Like, I always have to assume that it's the big businessmen in Scooby Doo that are the bad guys, because that's usually how it goes, right? Anyway, he just is like, yeah, you kids better get out of here, and Freddy's just like, okay, and then they all dip, and they go so fast that they just forget Scooby.
Hey, where's Scooby Doo?
How do you forget your dog at a circus? Meanwhile, Scooby is getting hypnotized by the ghost clown.
You are brave, and that's a fact. You will do the high wire act.
The ghost clown can hypnotize people. That's very comforting.
Scooby Doo, where are you?
Hey, that's the name of the show! So he hypnotizes Scooby to walk the trapeze, and that's where they find him, just walking along on the tightrope. So this clown waits until he's in the middle of the high wire act, and then he unhypnotizes him. Not cool.
It's time for that silly dog to wake. You shall not work in this circus.
He doesn't even rhyme the second time, so doubly not cool. And poor Scooby freaks out and almost falls. So just to recap, we have a clown that endangers animals. He's my least favorite person right now.
Here's an umbrella to help you balance. Catch!
I love the non-science of Scooby Doo, don't you? So Scooby gets tangled in these balloons, and he kind of has like his own version of that scene in Up where the house flies away, and the clown just starts throwing darts at the balloons like a psychopath.
Gotcha!
Look at how many balloons he has to pop just to send Scooby in a downward trajectory. And then the trampoline doesn't even hold him. The physics on this children's cartoon, all over the place. So the clown just yeets Freddy into a steamer trunk and then hypnotizes Daphne?
We'll pay attention for a time, and soon your thoughts shall all be mine.
So Velma and Shaggy and Scooby find Daphne hypnotized, being forced to ride this unicycle in this terrible outfit. Poor Daphne.
She's in a trance, just like Scooby was.
We gotta wake her up!
Poor Daphne's always getting hypnotized and having a rough time of it. And okay. You ready for my hot take? This is my hot take. Daphne does not get the credit she deserves. She contributes way more to the team than people give her credit for. Because after Velma, because Velma is the lead, she's always the one solving most of the crime. But after Velma, Daphne's always finding the second most amount of clues. Everybody just makes fun of her and is okay with her being, you know, going missing all the time and acting like that's her fault. Just because she cares about how she looks. And Daphne deserves better. There, I said it. Don't come for me. But do if you want to. So they're chasing Daphne around, trying to wake her up out of this trance.
Shaggy, Scooby, Daphne went in the animal tent.
They chase her into the menagerie. That highlights just how terrible circus ownership of animals is. Look at these poor elephants. I know this is like something that's kind of been semi-resolved in recent years, but like, fuck circuses that exploit animals. We're all on the same page. I know we are. They finally wake her up with aid from the elephants.
Will you tell me what I'm doing in this silly costume? And all wet?
And she really takes the whole thing better than I would have.
I was locked in the trunk, and you were put in a trance. Don't you remember anything, Daphne?
So they get Freddy out of the trunk and he starts berating Daphne for information like she could possibly remember after she's been, like, hypnotized.
I remember something about money. The rest is a blank.
And she still comes through. This is what I'm saying. Our girl deserves more credit.
One of us gets the ghost clown to chase him up into the cage.
And who's the bait for this trap?
Scooby Doo!
Freddy's only contribution of the night really is volunteering their dog to be bait to catch a criminal.
I think this calls for a bigger reward. Don't you, Daphne?
I sure do.
Where did she get that sandwich? When did she have time to make that sandwich? I'm telling you, Daphne pulls her weight.
I can really run and fast.
Right, Buster.
Why don't you both go and split the sandwich?
Why don't you go, Freddy? Why can't you go? Fearless leader? I get the feeling that they only keep Freddy around because he's the one that can drive, you know? So next the clown gets a hold of Shaggy and hypnotizes him into going into the big cat cage.
When I blow this whistle, you won't be a lion tamer. You'll be a tasty snack for a hungry lion.
Pulling out his best Carol Baskin impersonation. Allegedly.
Back, Simba! Back!
I'm not down with this animal abuse bullshit. And the attempted murder. But you know what I mean.
Yipe!
Here, Raggy!
But Scooby saves Shaggy's life. I guess we're putting Scooby at like number 3 on the list of like most helpful to least helpful members of the gang today.
So, they think they have escaped me.
Have they not? But they lure him into the cage. He floats in. I guess he can float now.
Hooray!
Good work, gang. Now we'll unmask the ghost.
But then the one that they caught just disappears.
Look, the one in the cage is gone.
And the real ghost clown is like, ha ha ha, you didn't catch me yet, suckers.
You fools will never capture the ghost clown!
I'm paraphrasing, but that's the general tone. But then Shaggy has an idea to like use a mirror to like bounce the hypnotizing power back at the ghost clown when he tries to hypnotize them, so that's what they do. So we'll put Shaggy at number 4, and then, you know, Fred's the least helpful, obviously.
Be chimpanzees, as you are told!
So yeah, the clown hypnotizes himself, and they capture him.
Simple. He hypnotized himself.
That's like the definition of playing yourself, isn't it?
I know that man. He's Harry the Hypnotist.
So they lock him up and unmask him, and the ringmaster's just like, oh, I know that guy. He was a hypnotist that we fired. He swore revenge on the whole circus. And it's like, you just realized that now? You needed these 4 kids and their dog to help you out to figure that out?
Well, it was great work, kids. Thanks to you, my circus will open this year after all.
Yay, thanks to you kids, I can continue exploiting my workers now. Hooray! The kids even get to go to the circus, I guess. I don't know why you would want to after this whole ordeal, but they do.
If he can lift that, he is Samson.
I always thought, like, those, like, things that they lifted at the circus were just, like, fake, right? Am I just super cynical about it? Huh. I guess he really lifted all that weight. Good for him. And yep, that's the end of the episode. I look forward to all the comments that I know I'm gonna get telling me how much I look like Velma, because I do. I hadn't sat down and watched an episode of Scooby Doo from any run of Scooby Doo in forever. And I really had fun just like going through a bunch of episodes yesterday and just like, I don't know, reliving my childhood. So I hope you guys get some nostalgia out of this like I do. Let me know what you think in the comments section down below, obviously. But thank you guys for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, subscribing, sharing. Anything and everything you do to support this channel means the world to me. I always say that, but like, it's so true. Thanksgiving is coming up here in the US, and just a reminder that I am very thankful for all of you guys. Thank you so much for all of your support. If you're new here and you're a fan of nonsense, maybe consider sticking around because I post nonsense all the time, and ring that bell because my upload schedule is as chaotic as I am. And remember, my name is Avery. I'm a YouTuber if you say so, because thanks to you guys, this is technically a YouTube channel. Bye. Have a good Saturday. Or whatever day you end up watching it on. I guess you don't necessarily have to watch it on a Saturday, but, you know, have a good day.